Good morning, my friends. It is moments, I think minutes, 5 minutes before 8 in the morning. The mosquitoes are around in about medium strength, it seems, at the moment. I'll find out after I've been here for a little longer. Today is an exciting day, super exciting day, because Hydro is coming to hook me up. From what I've heard, it's about a day's work. So there'll be lots of activity, but once they're done, my barn will have 2 outlets with electrical capabilities that I can plug things into, like my freezer. And my new travel trailer is also going to have electricity. So that's going to be really fun. I'm really excited. Also, my friend Terry is coming by to drop off more soil. So I'm very excited about that too. And also, my friend Chris is coming by to replant a lot of the plants into this new soil. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing it today. We'll see how the day goes. But I need to go to this big garden greenhouse center, Gerber's, I think it's called, Golden Lake. It's about a good hour and a half drive. But they have a lot of good veggie plants, but a lot of European ones as well. So that has everything from kohlrabi to Jerusalem artichoke and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to have a much more exciting and varied garden, vegetable garden than last year. Last year I had kale, Swiss chard, a few strawberries that I just picked up because of the novelty, and tomatoes, a few different tomatoes. I was so not happy with tomatoes. They were hard and they were barely a lot of flavor. I don't know if it was because they were from Canadian Tire or because of something I did or didn't do. But I have chosen to experiment for more reasons than one, just to see uh, if I go somewhere that has specializes. I mean, Canadian Tire is not a garden center, really. They're just doing that on the side. So I want to try somewhere that just does gardening, greenhouse stuff, and see what they have. Plus, I'd like to just meet these people who are doing it. So they're kind of halfway between here and Ottawa, you might say. So while I'm listening to that mosquito in my ear and chatting with you, because it's so nice to have all of you guys here with me for the beginning of my morning. I've already walked the dog, so that's all done. Interesting thing I mentioned in my other video, I've been roasting my coffee and something still was not quite right. And what I found is I was measuring my unroasted green coffee beans, the quantity that I normally would do, roast them and just throw them into the thing. And I remember a note, like it just seemed like there was more, but somehow my mind was overriding it. And I was thinking, gosh, am I just losing my sense of measurement or something? And I just kind of overrode it because of everything else happening. And it's an interesting thing. When you have a lot of stuff happening, especially a lot of challenges, it can kind of confuse you because you're so busy, adapting to things that really simple, obvious things can sometimes get lost or missed or waylaid. And that was one of them for sure. So I also find short-term memory goes out the window for as long as you are going through that. And mainly because you're just thinking about too many things. You don't have room for, however, the short-term memory holds things. You're just not allowing it to somehow. Be interesting to know exactly. Now, I am just kind of guessing now how I'm going to do this. I'm going to try a half. No, I'm gonna do a whole one, because then I'll just have one pre-roasted for later or for tomorrow. Okay, so I always do it just slightly rounded. I think that's what the mosquitoes are thinking too. They just take a quantity of blood slightly rounded, just a little extra for good measure. Okay, let's do our lovely roasting. I really find that being out here, for I don't know what reasons, but many, I am so enjoying, so looking forward to my coffee in the morning. I say it amplifies my pleasure and enjoyment of coffee and my anticipation of it. Oh, there's a robin over there. I would say at least double. Anyways. Hey, Mr. Robin. Little chipper chipmunk was here this morning. Doesn't want to be on camera today. I have to go sometime this morning over to feed my chickens and chat with the new owners and see if we can come to some kind of peaceful agreement. Really exercising my patience and compassion and trying not to jump into defense too much. I got in defense yesterday immediately, and that's fine. It was short-lived, and I did all my research, made all my phone calls, and I'm trying to process and understand someone else's way of being and perceiving and not get too reactionary. This process of roasting your own beans outdoors is definitely part of what makes it so much more enjoyable, because I'm outdoors all the time. So I'm always getting the connection, the terpenes from the trees, just everything that you get from being completely submerged in a natural environment, and not near the Don Valley Parkway, which I have to admit, when I was living in Toronto, Cabbagetown, I was very close to the Don Valley Parkway, and I used to ride my mountain bike around there. And when you don't have another option, it is absolutely the best thing in the world, and it still is the best thing in the world. But in comparison, having nature where there's no car exhaust and noise pollution, and you don't have to watch out for syringes and things, you can enjoy it more, and you can appreciate that there is something healthier about it. So anyways, snapping back to roasting coffee and having a coffee out in the wilderness, why I think it is something more enjoyable and better for you is, I'm not just smelling the coffee anymore. I'm not just smelling the coffee roasting. I'm smelling the coffee roasting, hearing the sound. Oh, there's the little crack. Out in nature. So even the shaking of the coffee beans, the cracking of the coffee beans, the smell of the coffee is mixing. The sounds are mixing with the sounds out here in nature. I'm hearing the crack and the swirl of the coffee beans with the sound of birds and chipmunks and things, and I'm smelling the smell of the coffee beans roasting. Oh, wow. Wow. It definitely, I'm seeing the red honey It's well suited. I might roast this one a little teeny bit more today just for novelty's sake. It's exploration. I don't want to get too set in one way, too rigid. Trying to keep myself, exploring and trying and doing new things. So yeah, I wanna go into town and buy some chicken feed because I'm getting low, and go over and feed them. And that has to be once the guys are here doing the hydro, and I know I can leave, or not, or at least when Chris is here. Maybe then he'll be here so he can deal, and then I can run off and get that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna just use some intuition, good luck, whatever, and just see what is gonna come of this. Where do I have a cooling tray? Whoa, that smells absolutely amazing. Yeah, I guess I could put it. I hoping to find a little dry plate. Oh yeah, I could do it on here. Okay. What's that? An extra pine needle in the mix. Oh yeah, those are a nice dark roast today. I know I've said it before, but I am loving my Hive roaster. I would recommend everyone get one. Even if you're in your house, uh, you can get a little teeny propane burner. Do it on your balcony, do it on your stove, and have the range turned on or something. Okay, so that's done. Letting this cool. Wow. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, they're like hot in my hand. Like roasted chestnuts or something. Oh, like this is an experience. This is a deep experience. This is this is just one of the most amazing, simple, inexpensive, grounding experiences, and even I could even say healing. It touches on, it is. There's a healing element to it because it's bringing you into your senses. And I know from tattooing, from soul print tattooing, it when one goes into anxiety, panic, depression, fear, any of these lower base emotions and feelings, it pulls you out of yourself. And I know from really extreme situations where I almost have felt like, how do I get back to me? It's almost like a safety mechanism to escape or something, it seems. So with tattooing, the sensation, the smells, the music as well, as a whole tapestry of what a soul print artist will provide for you knowingly, in balance, and adjusting to your frequency and your needs intuitively with the heart coherence, heart resonance. So something like this, where you take part in the process on every level, smelling, feeling, tasting, hearing. You're engaging all your senses, and it's pulling you back into your being, into your earth connection, into it brings you more into a connection with the infinite. And I don't mean that just in a lofty term. I mean actually you become you you are infinite. So I don't mean you become infinite, but you become tuned in with your infinite being as opposed to a sense of being finite. If that makes any sense at all. May not. It is morning. And I've been known to not make sense at times, but my coffee beans have cooled down. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of my research about this mRNA, quote unquote. Well, no, I won't even say the word because everyone else seems to be getting banned. So I just want to stay safe from being banned. So, and be able to express oneself honestly and truthfully. So there's a nice rounded measure, and it looks like if it's the same as the day before, I will have another spoonful. So anyway, this mRNA thing self-professed. This is from this people, Pfizer, who made it. They are basically entering their own man-made program into your temple. Whatever you see yourself as, I hope you see yourself as sacred. I hope you can grok that idea of your being, your body as a temple. It's what I've always taught and resonated with soul print tattooing. Your DNA has the signature of God in it. You can look online, you can read wherever you're comfortable with. If you want a slightly more scientific perspective on that, there are ones. But that sacredness that we are and are a part of has actually got a signature of sorts, a blueprint, signature, resonance with that which I'm just going to choose to call God right now. And these scientists are choosing to be better than God, believe they're better than God. And this is not new news. Way back, I remember, the whole transhumanist thing. They believed, Monsanto believes, Mother Nature falls short, and they can do better. Maybe you resonate with that, and that's great. I don't, and many of my listeners don't either. So these scientists, with their big egos, patting themselves on the back, created this mRNA experiment. I don't have to go too much into detail. We all know there hasn't been any major testing done on this. They have no idea about long-term effects as well. A little hint of some short-term effects. I know in the States there was just recently, and they consider that probably this number is about 1%, because they can't assess the whole accurate amount of people who have died from the vaccine, from a few different vaccines, but I think it's around 1,000, and that's not an accurate amount.